Today we're going to learn how to automatically set up your barcode reader and how to read multiple and ignore multiple barcodes in the same field of view. Let's start by clicking on automatic setup. Let's click on 1D codes because that's all we're looking for right now, and check the 2D codes, and let's include some image filtering. This will allow us to get the best image after this process. Now what it's doing now, after clicking on start, the barcode reader is going through its algorithms and lighting techniques to give us the best image. After this process is complete, you can see that all three barcodes are actually code 128. Also up here, the gain and exposure has been moved to give you the best picture, but if you're still not happy, you can always manually adjust this. Okay, so now we're reading three barcodes and they're all code 128s. As you can see, they've also been categorized and numbered as 1, 2, and 3. So let's go to advanced setup. By going to advanced setup, there's a lot more tools that gives us the ability to customize the barcodes and what we'd like to do with the outputs. So let's go over here to code filters. Now let's say we only need to read one or two of these barcodes. We can do that a few different ways, but the first and the easiest way is by the number of character outputs. So just by looking at these barcodes, you can't tell what the character outputs are. So let's go over here to the results tab, and by clicking on that tab we get a lot of detailed and information and data about these three barcodes. As you can see, they're all barcode 128s, but here's the data in the output that we get from the barcodes after reading them. It also gives us the number of characters each barcode output is. So let's say we only need to read code number 1. We can come over here and edit the character outputs to the number of that code, which is 7. We'll hit enter. So by doing this, even we can come up here and trigger. So by doing this, it's still allowing us to read the number 1 code 128 because of the character outputs is 7. And you can see by the red, it's ignoring the other two barcode 128s. Now let's say we need to read the other two barcode 128s but ignore the code with the 7 character output. What we can do, we'll come up here and change this. Well, first let's change the maximum to 20. Now we can come back and change the minimum to 18. Now once we've done that, you can see it's now reading two code 128s. It's reading number 2 and the number 3 code, and that's because of the character outputs. They are 18 and 20. If we have the character minimum and maximum number of characters between 18 and 20, it will only read those two codes and will ignore the code with the 7 character output. And we can always change this. Let's go back to change this to 7. Once we do that and hit click enter, now we're back to reading all three barcodes at the same time. And you can see you get the green box around the codes in your field of view, and all three barcodes are green, letting us know that we're getting 3 good reads of the barcodes in the field of view.